Hey guys, you know I love health and I love knowing anything about how to stay healthy. It doesn't mean that I follow every instruction along the way. And so I just want to do a short live about how can you prevent from yourself from getting very sick during a virus lockdown or whatever they want to impose on us. The way you can avoid getting sick is actually informing yourself about how viruses work. And I did another video on my account called Mark Barner Freedom, which is often censored because I'm speaking about actual science and not the science that you see on TV, but science that is, based on reports and trials and all these things. So peer-reviewed information. So if you want to know more about that, go to that profile and see some of the latest videos I did. But I want to inform you how to stay healthy is actually getting your vitamins, getting your nutrition right, getting your sleep right. There's so many things you can do to boost your life and actually live a healthy life. First of all, if you don't sleep well, and you can take all the vitamins you do and you want, and think that you potentially eat healthy and live healthy, but when you don't sleep, that is something that potentially allows bacteria and virus to thrive. Very often we know that the body, the more acidic a body or the food that you eat, you can look it up what acidic food is and what alkaline food is. So the more acidic food is, the more potential you give any bacteria or virus to thrive. And these things can lead into cancer or other things. I encourage you to, this is my science, the things that I've read, and you're always welcome to check up on it and read up on it yourself, and expect not to find on the first result you search on Google when you're searching for something, because that's very often the mainstream media pushing, whatever they want you to believe. So to boost your immune system is the best way to prevent any disease. So you don't want to just not care about what you eat right now and not care about your mood, not care about your sleep, and just go drink alcohol and do all these things that doesn't serve your body. You want to inform yourself on how to live healthy lives, and that is eating. I'm not a vegan because I try to live as a vegan, but I don't think vegans are potentially more healthy than anyone else. The only thing that makes a vegan potentially more healthy is because they actually get the vitamins through a lot of a large variety of different foods, which you will find in nature. And eating something from nature sounds very healthy, and it is most of the time. But sometimes you can eat something too much, and that is also creating imbalances. So this is the tough thing, is that when you eat healthy, if you eat the same healthy thing every day, it doesn't necessarily potentially heal you or make you stronger. You want to eat a wide variety. I'm struggling with English today, but many different foods to boost your immune system, to stay stronger. And if you don't get all these foods because you don't have time, or you have a very stressful job, you want something that's easy, because health is not supposed to be stressful either. So if it stresses your daily life to try to stay healthy, I do have some links that you can use to buy vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. I would definitely get some, and D3 of the vitamins is especially good. Omega-3, like you get with fish oils. Just getting out in the fresh air, and I'll even open my window now, my door, so I can get fresh air, because fresh air is so important too. Taking walks in nature sounds like, well, it's just a walk. No, it has negative ions in the air that will help your immune system, will help you actually moving your body. I'm going to the gym right now, and just doing those things can potentially boost your health. If you work out really hard every day, that stresses your body as well, and that could potentially also open up for you getting some virus or some bacteria. But reminding you also, bacteria and viruses are so important for boosting your immune system. And this might sound contradicting, but if you do have a good health, then being around other people who has a virus or bacteria, or even has gotten sick from it and got healthy, they would shed onto you in tiny amounts through skin and air and just skin contact. They would shed upon you the antibodies for those viruses and bacteria. And this sounds crazy, right? But we actually know this from science. When you shake hands with someone, within 3 to 5 minutes, you will scratch your eye, wipe your nose, scratch something around your mouth. This is your body subconsciously knowing that you can boost your own immune system, getting some other people's bacteria into your body so you can have resistance. And you will typically do this because you are a healthy person. And this is something that happens subconsciously, so you won't probably notice. But you can start noticing. It's actually, if you are out meeting people, this is part of your immune system. Part of your immune system is also your nose. Breathing through your nose instead of your mouth is actually potentially boosting your health. And this is because we have so many other factors in our nose that will make nose breathing more healthy. And actually, we've known from science that even your facial structure will be more beautiful, meaning you have more jawline, you will have a more structured face if you are a nose breather, not breather. So those things, knowing these things can be really important. But if you don't get your sleep and you do all the other things and you don't breathe properly and you do all the other things, this can create imbalances, and that's okay. We're supposed to be sick now and then, and this will then, when your body fights the virus, that's why you actually get a fever. It's because your body is trying to burn all the bacteria and viruses that that doesn't serve the body. So this is actually an immune response, a natural response. So you taking pills to suppress that fever actually potentially slowers your recovery. So knowing all these things about how your body actually works, always trying to make you survive for longer, will actually help you in the long run. So doing sports, getting your sleep, getting your vitamins. Like I said, I can post a link in my bio. I think it's actually already there. I'll post it in the comments. But get your nutritions. If you don't get it through your food, get it somehow else. And K vitamin is something that you get from meat. That's why I think meat is so important. But yes, different types of meat is very important. So don't just keep eating one meat and never do anything else. There is some science that shows that some people have boosted their immune systems better with eating chicken and fish and seafood and stuff like that, rather than red meats all the time. But again, there's also depending on who does the study, and that's why when you're researching these things, the people who pay for the studies are very often people who have interest in the result, right? Now I'll close the door because stressful environments like noise is actually something else that can disrupt your immune system. So if you're around noise every day and you never sit in silence, that can potentially also stress you, and stress will create potential disease, because actually stress changes your frequency in your body to be more acidic. Even your mood can be more acidic if you're very angry or agitated. So that's why sports are so important, because sports promotes better breathing, like going to the gym. And the more that you practice nose breathing, the better it is. Meditation is known also to boost your immune system, and this is based on science. And what is meditation? It's actually sitting in silence. If not in an environment filled with silence, then at least some inner silence, where the tough thing about it is actually keeping quiet and actually having some inner peace. And inner peace is basically you trying to avoid thinking of something. And one of the tools that I use is, of course, meditation music and guided meditation. And one thing I really think is beneficial is when I don't know how to step into it, I often think about this. Think about your next thought. Your next thought. What is your next thought? And you cannot think about it, because that will be forced thinking about what you don't know what you're going to think. And thus creating some space in there that just for a few seconds helps you connect with what nothing is. And that can be mindful. So a lot of tools to do these things. I do post very often about things that can boost your immune system. There's a lot of supplements that can help you, but I don't think supplements are the answer to everything, but I know that nature is. Think about it. We survived, and I mean survived, because you're here on earth, because your kin, your parents or their grandparents, they survived so many times over because they did the right thing. that means our intuition knows how to survive and how to thrive and how to live a good life. Living a good life is not eating processed food. It's not drinking coffee every day. It's not drinking soda or other sugary products. It's actually getting it naturally from fruit. It's actually getting it from plants and from other things that you can eat, even meat. You have to think about a cow eating. If we're all energy, and this is going back to Einstein, we're all based on energy, and energy needs energy to exist, and so we eat things that gives us energy. A cow or a sheep or any animal that eats every day, eats grass, which is energy because of how plants work with sunshine and CO2. That's what plants need to grow, and they create oxygen for us to breathe. So that's why when they talk about climate crisis, all they needed to do is plant a lot of trees, because that eats CO2. And when it eats CO2, there's less CO2. And right now they don't know how to measure CO2 and what's the correct amount to have in the environment. That's a different talk we can talk about another time. But climate change based on CO2 is really not based totally on science. Yes, there's more CO2 in the air, but who says it's dangerous? Because that's what we create. And if we just have plants enough, they will actually eat the CO2 in the ocean as well as on the earth, in the air. Anyway, so eating energy like animals does, and they do. And so when you eat the animal, you actually transfer some of that energy onto you. But of course, if that animal had an acidic lifestyle based on some stressors or anything else, then that can potentially, affect you. So what you eat, you become, they say, but it's somewhat true because you are around that energy. And there's another, I forgot who said it, but he said, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. And that is also based on what environment you're in, you actually become. And so that's why we don't have to that's why we should avoid fear, and that's why I always recommend avoiding TV and mainstream news, and realizing when you've done this, and you probably know this from if you go on a journey somewhere or travel somewhere on a vacation, you don't follow the news for a week or two or maybe even a month. And you realize when you come back, not a lot has happened. And the things that happened, it's not that important. It's not like you died not knowing it. So realizing that news can actually potentially promote fear inside of you. And so fear promotes stressors, and stressors promote change in frequency, and you can potentially get more ill. So I wanted to give you all these tools. There's many more. I love to do another video. If you want to see more health tips like this, please let me know in the comments. But I do think, because I'm very spiritual, my mindset is very spiritual, and my emotions. So I wanted to recommend you trying out meditation. And if you just meditate for 5 minutes, and what is meditation? You don't even have to have music. Just sit and enjoy your life. Look out the ocean, look out the window, even if it rains like it does now, where I am. But even sunshine, waking up, that's actually another tip. Waking up, sit outside, look at the sunshine, not look directly at the sun when it's out and up, but look at somewhere where it's bright and start your day that way. That actually boosts your immune system by helping your, circadian rhythm. I can't remember the pronunciation, but it helps your rhythm, where you actually make yourself more sleepy in the evening by starting your day with light. That's why take away those curtains when you wake up so you can get some light in your face. Maybe sit there for 20 minutes, or have a lot of water, not too much. I'm saying not drink 10 liters a day, but drink like 3 liters a day. Things like that can actually help you, especially if you put some lemons in it. If you want to boost your immune system, you can also have eggs, are really, have so many potential benefits inside. And also, you can have lemon water. Lemon water is super nutritious. You can even blend a full lemon, because inside the seeds and inside the skin, the white skin of the lemon is super healthy. So you can put some stevia or some birch sugar, which is not sugar, but it's like sweetener, both natural sweeteners, and put that in there, and you can actually drink it. You can even mix it with blueberry, so it's more tasty for you. Anyways, so many tips, and I forgot what I was saying about something about sunlight. But again, let me know in the comments if you want to know more. I'm just going to answer a few questions. I think there's only Christina Chapel says, thanks, you're welcome. I love giving you this. And if I'm still in Spain, no, not yet, but I will be sometime soon. And Christina says, or honey. Raw honey is super healthy. If you actually take some onions and you chop up the onions, it can just be onion rings, but put the onions in a jar, put some honey over there, let it stay like that for maybe a week or so. And if you have a cough or anything sore in your throat, you eat that honey from that. You don't have to eat the actual onion, but you can eat the honey from that and use that as a type of a cough syrup. There's many remedies like that you can use. Even it's known to people cut over onions in half and put them under your feet and then sucks up on it and then sleep like that to boost your immune system, especially when you're sick. Chamomile tea, herbal teas. There's so many things, and I'm sharing people who knows much more about herbs than I do. But I always say that the herbs that are there in the season you're in right now, if you're getting sick right now, the herbs that are in your season right now usually can help you. So in wintertime, if you live somewhere where it's snowing and it's icy, like North Sweden or Finland or something like that, or even Canada somewhere, probably won't be anything that you can use right now other than maybe some tree mushrooms that you can chop up and put in tea. But you should look up chaga mushrooms and there's so many. I don't even know where to start and where to end. So I recommend you to research these things. And if you don't know anything, let me know. Ask in the comments here. I'd love to inform you and maybe give some tips on what I think will help your immune system. So stop being afraid of getting sick. Stop being afraid of getting some kind of illness. If you live a healthy life, you will have lowered that potential disease by many times over. And thinking that you will be addicted to some kind of medicine from your doctor when you get sick, well, it could help you, but usually doctors know how to remove symptoms, but not necessarily boost your immune system. And I'll tell you why, because they're not educated in what we eat. And think about this. When you go to the doctor and you have a health issue, they often tell you to eat a pill, but they never ask you what you're eating daily. And how's your life? Are you stressed? Or are you eating right? And are you taking supplements and stuff like that? So they often just tell you, take this medicine and you'll be fine in a few days. But they don't tell you when you're then fine, what do you do to boost your immune system to not get as ill as you were again? And that's because it's not part of their education. You have to be a nutritionist to do that. So if you can find a doctor that's a nutritionist, psychologist, and doctor, you are in for the win. I would say they probably know much, much more than any other person. So, invitation to research yourself and just stay healthy and don't be afraid of getting sick. You know, you'll potentially 99.999 get over it if you're young and healthy. If you're old and you lived a tough life and you're stressed, don't be surprised if you die from it. I'm sorry to say that is just facts. And you know, we inherit diseases. I know a couple of families, they have heart attacks in their family. So don't eat food that potentially boosts heart attacks, like high fat, high carbohydrates, no sports. You know, then you will potentially get more ill. So it's basically very important to know what kind of diseases are in your family. I have a family of cancerous family. My mother and my aunt died from cancer, and we have other people in the family who died of other types of diseases and even heart disease and stuff. So you can have that in family. It doesn't mean that you have it, but if you have the knowledge to boost your immune system to avoid these diseases, it doesn't mean you have to keep running from that disease, because that is not helpful either, that you be afraid all your life. I have a uncle that's always afraid of heart disease, so he would never touch any fats. And I get the idea. It makes sense, and it's very logical. But it doesn't mean that he inherited directly, but he's inherited so many other things. So maybe it's a good idea to think that way, that look at your family, what diseases did they have, and you know, how long do they live? If they all live to their 90 something or even 100, you have nothing to worry about. But worry about processed food, worry about smoking, worry about drinking the same thing or eating the same thing over and over every day. You need to have a little variety. I think that's it. Anyways, I'll stop my rambling, and thank you for watching, and I hope you stay healthy by just knowing what to do instead of fearing what to do.